Слухаем.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Amerlin. Just want to introduce my couch really quick.
Hi, I'm Jay Hobbs.
I am Bertha.
All right. So this is essentially a fresh file category of Beat Slayer. Beat Slayer, for those who don't know, is basically Hades combined with Crypt of the Necrodancer.
Ну вот они говорят, что это Хейдис, смешанный с Crypt of the Necrodancer, и вам надо оставаться в ритме, чтобы продолжать наносить урон. Если вы это слышите, и вам кажется, что это странно, это правда. Блок. Ну, в каком-то роде, да. Будет блок необычных игр. Блок у нас обычно больше претендентов. Вот все так, вот именно вы такую музыку будете слышать вы весь ран.
That's the ult. That's the kick. Kick stuns him. Ult is a bunch of damage. So the difficulty of this compared to like other roguelikes like Hades is on your oh my god. Wait. That's huge. Okay, a fire upgrade of the first one is huge. This might be a really easy run.
Он радуется, потому что ему выпал хороший бра, и, возможно, это будет очень легкий ран. В общем-то, в чем проблема этой игры? Ну, я вот говорю именно как человек, который не очень любит ритмы, в том, что у нее все на ритме держится. Если в Хейдис вы можете бегать весело, пых-пых-пых-пых-пых, ну, все весело, то здесь вам надо слушать музычку и делать все в ритм.
Yeah, it's very random. So what fully was that ultimate ability? Just add fire to your ultimate, or what did you pick up there?
Yes, when my ult hits enemies, it creates burning ground. There's also a bunch of iframes when you do things like kick. Never mind.
Yeah, so as you can see, you can take a lot of damage pretty quickly. That health bar in the bottom left, Amy's already under half health. He will hope to get some health upgrades throughout and some other like kind of defensive abilities because, again, this is effectively a fresh file run. Another like interesting thing is normally when you are first playing this game, like there is no little metronome indicator that you're seeing in the bottom middle of the screen there. That's something Amy put on just so that you all can kind of see how well he's staying on beat, and also because we're in a live setting and it's very easy to kind of not hear the game that well for a moment.
I also use it when I get off beat, and I determine whether I'm behind or ahead. Because this game, it's really great. Shout out to Bite Rockers. This game is truly incredible. The one thing is it lags occasionally, which makes me drop beats.
Oh no.
Don't drop the beat.
And Broseph and I are here basically because the three of us played the demo for this game at PAX East and all loved it. And then Amy was the only one who realized it came out and started playing it because I forgot to wishlist it. But with games, you know, a lot of games like this, roguelites that didn't have all these kind of multiple waves and stuff, your main goal for going fast is to be able to attack more than one enemy at a time and to kind of try to corral spawns together. Like get enemies that move to move towards enemies that don't move. So Amy's doing that a lot in all of these rooms. Is going to be trying to like find the best priority target, maybe like the slowest moving one or the highest health.
Вот сейчас он рассказывает о том, что он ищет приоритетные цели, которые либо самые медленные, либо самые с большим хп, чтобы накопить ульт и ударить ультом.
Basically accommodate himself more dash lanes to get around enemies and make it easier to move around.
Yeah, no one wants to get stuck on a wall.
No, that feels bad.
You're also seeing a counter in the bottom right of the screen that, I thought for a second reset. That is, you know, how many times Amy has like hit on beat in a row. He wants to stay above 20 pretty much all the time because that puts him in a state called Tanza Rush, right?
Tanza Rush, yeah.
Tanza Rush, which...
Вот рассказывает о том, что надо держать комбо выше 20, потому что это дает Tanza Rush, который позволяет наносить больше урона.
Okay, so this is kind of a fine first area. I had to take an XP, which is really bad. XP I don't care about in a fresh file run.
Yeah,
but I
XP
got
is like your meta progression, your thing that lasts between runs, right?
Yeah, it's what let me definitely not unlock a bunch of extra lives.
We'll talk about unlocking extra lives. I have a donation from a Lady Cyndaquil if you'd like to hear it.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. $25 from Lady Cyndaquil who says, just beat it. Beat it. Good luck to the best husband in the world, less than 3.
Thanks, man.
Also, I want more hot dogs, Twitch chat. We are 77% of the way. I want to see those hot dogs got. You get it.
Yeah, I really want to shout out Ultimate. I want to shout out my guy, Zack Attack, behind me. We did the 999 challenge at a baseball game last year. So if we can eat 9 hot dogs in 9 innings, surely, chat, you can make Swoos eat 57 hot dogs.
Yeah, we didn't get those glizzies.
So environmental hazards like the explosive barrels might seem like a really useful thing on a lot of these enemies, but for the most part, Amy just kind of wants to make sure that they're not in the way. So like Bruce was saying earlier, wants to clear them out so that way he can always dash where he wants to dash. This stage has a moving train in it up right above, and when the enemies kind of cooperate, he could try to move them into the path of it to just get taken, basically one shot by the train, but or
Yeah.
actually, this might be like a precursor. No, yeah, it's all the way at the top of the screen in this one, so.
Yeah, it's really hard to kick them into the train on this level.
Yeah. There's other rooms that have like the train more in the middle of the stage. And
I also don't think the game devs intend for you to be dashing all the time, because some of the upgrades are like, oh, if you do more dash, then better things happen. Basic attacks fine.
All right, so what did you just pick up there?
So now my basic attacks inflict enemies with stacks of virus. That's pretty good for the first and third bosses, and really bad for the second boss. Basically, the way this run works is you want to get one decently good AoE upgrade, which I kind of have with my ultimate. This guy runs really fast. Gotta get the currywurst. All right. And then a bunch of like single target, because all the bosses are the things that take forever.
Yeah, and the bosses, generally, it's more helpful to have that single target damage for the bosses.
Yep, and you'll see why.
Yeah.
Stacking dot, you can see it stack up there, and at 4 it falls off and does a bunch of extra damage. That's
Я не знаю, почему ГДК очень сильно занизила звук.
being able to do 4 stacks.
И как вам слышно, но в
whatever
целом,
you
как же, да, кадры в игре рвутся.
want. Does actually take off quite a bit of bosses.
Кстати, а как это у вас выглядит?
I miss, okay.
Any of these enemies that
Да, всё нормально.
or have any other kind of AoE damage like that, by the way, can hurt other enemies as well.
В целом,
A lot of the times,
раннер
like,
постоянно движется вот в ритме музыки, которая есть. Вы можете это
enemy, but instead try to move
услышать,
up the radius so they get hit by that explosion.
Yeah.
но музыка здесь довольно-таки однотипная.
They will detonate
Yeah.
explode each other.
The kick is really nice because if you kick an enemy into a wall or another enemy, it stuns them. So since Amy's like dashing and kicking a lot, it's a really good way to kind of dash into a group, kick one enemy into all the rest, they're all stunned, and then you can finish them off with attacks, and then as soon as they're about to attack you again, you kick. But we're on to the first boss already.
Well, while we're on to the first boss, I got another heartfelt message for you, Emerlin.
Thank you.
$25 from Emerlin's mom, who says happy GDQ anniversary.
$25.
Love and proud of the community.
Нормально.
2025 is going to be an exciting
Мама раннера,
year.
привет, привет.
With that, we are $1,000 away from 57 hot dogs, chat. I know we can do it.
Oh, come on. Yeah, we can make that
on.
happen.
Yeah, it's easy.
Also, I love Mia perfectly saying hell yeah to your mom's donation.
Yeah.
That was so good.
Yeah.
And actually, not to be outdone, we have $250 from Flash Dad, who says, what an amazing run. Talking and staying on beat at the same time. You are doing such important work. Beat cancer. Thank
you
so
all.
much.
We had two things react to donations in that fight. Amy getting hit as soon as they're like, great job.
Yeah, I may have gotten hit right as the boss died.
Yeah.
So I'm really gonna try not to use the extra lives. starting off with 25 health is hard.
Yeah, and honestly, as that donator just alluded to, it's really hard to talk while you're playing this. Like, anybody who's tried to while playing a game like Hi-Fi Rush or Crypt of the Necrodancer knows that, like, it's really tough to, like, sit there and talk while you're trying to stay on beat, especially for a setup you're not used to, because you know, before the run, like, Amy was messing with the calibration to make sure everything was really important. That's some old, like, you know, Guitar Hero Rock Band stuff, and trying to make sure everything's in line.
All right, so I've grabbed a couple things. My dash now generates shield power when I dash into enemies.
Probably not a bad idea given the early damage.
I'm gonna have to take the mid path here, and even though I really don't want to, just because my health is really low.
Yeah, the nice thing about a fresh file run is that you're not so overpowered from your kind of between run progression system, the meta progression, that you actually have to factor defense and safety into account quite a bit. So sometimes making sure that you go for healing instead of getting another upgrade is absolutely worth it. And you really are at the mercy of RNG for what kind of upgrades you're going to get throughout the run. Like, Amy's had times where everything goes right and you get everything perfectly and it all synergizes really well and you can just destroy everything. And then there's times where you just have to deal with what you get.
Yeah.
Which is this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, what was it yesterday where you had like an absolutely disgusting
Yeah, I had
run?
like a house of a build yesterday where I, like, everything I did some form of AoE damage and also a stacking dot. So just the bosses were like zero problem. You can dash off beat in the end of levels, and then it gets really mad at you.
Because I believe your combo counter doesn't carry between levels, right?
Nope.
So that there's no point in, like, keeping it going.
Yeah, nothing carries, including the energy.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, so to, I guess, talk about the energy a little bit. In the bottom left, you've got two bars. You have the red health bar, and then right below it is your energy bar that's split into 3 sections. Every time Amy wants to use his ultimate ability, he needs to have built up at least 1 section of that bar. So you can potentially use 3 in a row, but otherwise you got to keep building it back up. And since his ult ability is his way to create burning ground right now, which is one of the strongest things for dealing with most of the wave enemies, and even single target if they're standing still often enough, he's going to really want to be using that ultimate ability a lot.
So one of the things I'm looking for here is another fire upgrade, and specifically the fire upgrade that kicking enemies into other enemies makes burning ground.
Yeah, because he does that kick a lot, as we talked about before.
Yeah, the kick stuns. That's the reason it's so good.
So this is, I think, the first level that we're seeing the cars driving around, and cars are our friends in this game.
Yeah, we love cars here.
Yeah. So what Amy is gonna try to do is kick a lot of the enemies into oncoming traffic, because that will just handle a large amount of crowd control.
I think that's just good advice for everybody. If you have enemies in life, kick them into oncoming traffic.
Maybe.
No, is that a video game thing? Video game logic?
Video game logical.
Yeah, there's a later map that's really hard that I make easier by just playing in traffic.
Basically, not a game for kids. Don't
По
want
своей сути, это роуглайк
Basically Frogger.
Yeah.
с битэмап элементами, похожий на Hades.
No, I want the damage resistance. I'm gonna play this super safe because I didn't get a lot of really good early upgrades. If I got a lot of really good early upgrades, I'd be playing a lot more risky, going for a lot more of the, like, actual power-ups instead of just defense. All right, my health is back where I want it to be, which is namely not 0.
It's good advice.
Yeah.
It's also worth noting that when you are dashing on beat, you do get iframes. So if you ever see Amy dash, like, right as the explosion, on the same beat the explosion happens, it's because he does get the iframes there, so he is able to...
Ну, сейчас видно даже, как ему повезло, потому что вот это вот огненный конус, появляющийся перед врагами, это вот модификация, которую он получил самый первый. Это прям очень повезло.
I agree. These first 2 acts are not hard. The devs also realized that because at some point between when I submitted this game and when GDQ accepted this game, the devs said, this Acts 2 or Acts 1 and 2 are really easy. Let's amp up Act 3.
Yeah, they added, what, a bunch of spawns in, like, one of the rooms, right?
They increased the spawn density in every map in Act 3.
Oh my gosh.
That's not that bad in some of them because it's pretty close quarters. In the first 3 maps of Act 3, it is awful.
Yeah.
Speaking of devs, you got a minute?
Absolutely.
Ему все еще не везет с тем, что ему выпадает.
$111.11 from Jan Holloway, who says, I've joined Byte Rockers Games, the development studio of Beat Slayer, last year as a business development manager. And while I haven't worked on this game, it's so awesome to see it on the GDQ stage. This marks my 11th AGDQ that I've been following from afar, and I'm always trying to take the week off to enjoy most of it live on Twitch. These events brought me a ton of joy. Many thanks to everyone involved. Keep up the amazing work. The work of PCF is also near and dear to my heart as my mother passed away after losing her battle to lung cancer in 2011. She was only 59 years old. So let's defeat cancer like Amerlin will defeat Dietrich. Greetings from Germany.
Greetings from Germany. Hey,
Thank you.
that's awesome
really
that like you've been watching GDQ for this long and now it's your game. Like
Yeah,
that's
that
huge.
was awesome.
Congratulations.
We
man.
love you.
And congrats on a great game.
Yeah, real. Oh my God, this game is so good.
Yeah.
Like heavily encourage you to play this.
Yeah, it absolutely like mesmerized us at PAX when like we first played the demo and everything. We're very excited.
Yeah. Shout outs to those who came by and said hi to us at PAXies.
Yeah.
It's always a good time.
All right, I'm not going to take the power up I shouldn't be allowed to get. There's a power up there that said when you revive, recover an additional 10% of your health. I shouldn't be able to get that because all right, fresh file, marathon safety.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit before, but like that is Amy's effectively pretending that he doesn't have the extra lives. Those are just there because we're doing a live charity marathon, right? Like
Yeah.
they're just there in an emergency situation. It's the same reason that like when you watch Hades runners use a modded file that has like an extra, an extra life and an extra penalty on it. It's for the same kind of reason.
Or if another runner boots up a safety save.
Yeah, exactly. So for all intents and purposes, they don't exist in his mind in the strats and the ways he's trying to play the run.
Тут сейчас
I'm
ранят
fully playing like I have none.
Beat Slayer.
Otherwise, he would also probably not like worry as much about certain.
Если так подумать, то она еще вышла в год, когда Hi-Fi Rush людям понравился.
Hey, they started introducing
Ее вообще не заметили особо.
This guy
Но мне
shows
кажется, это из-за того, что идея с
runs around really fast.
beat'em up
It's really annoying to chase him down.
Yeah.
игрой в жанре roguelike,
From now until the next like 5.
похожей на Hades, которой надо следовать строгому ритму, чтобы наносить урон.
You're at the end of Act 2.
На бумаге звучит забавно, но играется это так
Yeah,
себе.
this run is split into 3 acts. Normally, when you kind of beat the Act 3 boss, the game throws you into a second loop. Like you have additional loops through the same stages, like through the run. But in this case, like the fresh file run that Amy's doing here is for 1 loop.
Yeah, I have beaten the whole game. I have beaten loops. This is loop 0 technically. I have beaten loops 0, 1, and 2 on a fresh file, meaning just kick and ult unlock.
Which is wild.
Which is really hard, by the way.
Yeah.
The health starts ramping up really hard. All right, so this is the second boss. I love you, Byte Rockers. This boss sucks. So this is where Virus is really bad. So there's a glitch with the boss that they found, where if he dies off screen to a dot, like fire or virus, the game just breaks and it doesn't work. And like obviously, yeah, I understand that's bad. But they made him immune to virus then when he's off screen.
Immune to all like DOT, right? Like all
Yep.
damage over time stuff.
So
Which
the fact
is
that I
an
have a virus build
understandable
is-
way to fix it, but also very much a bummer if you're running a virus build, right?
And also, there's so much downtime.
Yeah.
If you have downtime, I have love to send you.
Yep, I'm just watching
vibing.
this dang thing go back and forth.
All right. Well, I just want to remind everybody, we are getting so close to upgrading to 57 hot dogs, but we still need just under $900 before the end of this one right here. We need to get that met. Exclamation point donate, bottom of the screen, and put the donation towards your incentive. Nickbot donated $50 and says, good luck on the run from all your boys at the Andra.
Yeah.
Let's see this X-Zoom Beanies runner slay this beast.
Hey, thanks, Nick.
We've also got $200 from Ivan, who says, for good RNG, you got this. Thank you so much.
Also, the other thing about this boss is not only does it like dash around and waste time like this, there are shield enemies that shield the boss. Like it's only that front car that takes the boss health damage if you look at the top. All of these other ones that Amy's having to kill because they're generating the shield do not actually do any damage to the health bar.
Yeah, he also has to avoid the lasers as well, 'cause
Yeah.
that will do damage.
The shield is pretty nice, but Amy generally doesn't want to have like a super shield-based build because there are certain attacks that enemies have later in Act 3 where they'll like leave fire on the ground, and if you run over it, the shield just blocks the very first tick of fire, as opposed to blocking something that is like a really large hit that could cause a lot of damage. So yeah, that's why he opts more for, you know, burning ground and virus and other things.
Much like the first boss, this is in 3 phases. It
Уж
destroys
слишком
part of
много
the
выходило в инди-сегменте. Не знаю, сейчас инди-сегмент это практически всегда... Как попасть в жанр выходящей игры в инди-сегменте? Предположите, что это рогалик, предположите, что это соус-лайк, и с вероятностью 90% вы окажетесь правы.
What we call a Tim Gun file.
И еще с большей вероятностью это окажется роуглайк,
Designers make it work.
соус-лайк, суров игра в открытом мире.
More love, you got time.
Yep, keep going.
All right, Enigma Requiem donates $50 and says, I don't remember this part of the ultimate. Is this Afterlight Rampant? You're the legend here. I'm sure you'll sort it out.
Yeah, I've progged this far. It's okay. This is intended.
$5.
А, ну да, и как и, но как и я отношу к рогаликам, смысл тоже.
Is currywurst is hot dogs?
Yes, currywurst is technically a hot dog,
Currywurst.
depending on how you want to slice that. I'm sorry to any Germans out there. Please don't get mad at me.
Well, in that case, we have a $25 donation from Flo1986, who said, I just tuned in to find out you were playing a game that takes place in Berlin, Germany. As a Berliner, I just had to donate now. Most appropriate time possible. Greetings from Berlin, Germany. Trans rights, lesson 3, and donation goes to Runner's Choice, which is...
Prue the Pigeon.
Prue the Pigeon. We are 82% of the way there, and we are halfway through this run, so we need to hit this donation incentive right now, chat. Let's get this hot dog incentive met.
Yeah, we're actually like even over halfway through the run, although, you know, we'll slow down a little bit here in Act 3. These first 3 stages after the Act 2 boss are extremely difficult. So Amy's going to be kind of locking in here and doing a lot of focusing. In this room in particular, you're seeing what Broseph was talking about earlier, where the traffic is extremely helpful. So he's trying to do a lot of fighting around the top side of the stage so that the spawns from the bottom will move up into the road as he's dealing with the enemies that spawn up top. And as you can see also, like, dashing back the other way to kind of move them over into the street.
I was actually chasing down this guy. Yeah,
Listen, I was trying to make you look good. It's fine.
Yeah, we're here to gas you up, man.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate you're not seeing like a lot of synergy with it in this build so far, but every time you see that him use the ultimate and just look for that fire on the ground, that like just burning kind of lava ground, you'll see, yeah, like right there.
Yeah, the floor is lava.
See how much of it just explodes into lava as soon as he uses the ultimate? Any enemy that's standing in there, you know, just keeps taking damage, so it's a really powerful ability. Nice, good job.
You can still get hit by the
Я вот каждый раз, смотря на такие игры, вспоминаю Midnight Fight Express, который оказался, кстати, отличным битэмапом, без элементов роуглайка и прочего. Было удивительно увидеть такую игру.
The number of times you've had to take XP in this, I know makes you sad.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I wish there were a choice to like take XP or something else.
Right. Again, XP normally, like, this is not a fault on the game. Normally, it's a very nice thing because it'll help you progress between runs. But because this is a fresh file run, there is no progressing between runs. So XP is just unfortunately worthless for him in this specific scenario. So,
Do one of you want to explain the little ball guys that are showing up?
Oh yeah. So these little enemies that you can see, like there's one in the bottom middle of the screen right now, for example. They are the worst. They have an attack they'll use where they back up on beat, like they'll back up away from your attack, so you already just potentially miss your stun or attack on them. But then on top of that, they then charge back forward and attack you, which is extremely like hard to predict in a game where you're moving on beat, and also they're just doing damage and invulnerable for like that entire time. So they are quite obnoxious, and Amy's either going to like rush them down.
В общем-то, очень стабильный ран, в котором стандартный для битэмап тем. Множество врагов. Много рандома. От рогалика.
Yeah, so Act 3 is why you need the AoE.
And AoE in general, just like any game like this where you have to defeat a bunch of waves of enemies, you want to have the ability to damage a lot of them at the same time. Because as much as this is a run about surviving, it's also still a speed run, right? Like he still wants to clear everything out as quickly
В деле я поражаюсь тому, как раннер делает все это в ритм. Потому что ритм игр самые тяжелые.
Still we're through 2 of the gauntlet of 3 stages here at the beginning of Act 3.
This is the third one. 100 health is super safe going to the final boss, so I probably shouldn't need anything else.
If you're cruising along in this run, I will mention, that means less time to get this donation incentive, everybody. We have about $750 we still need to meet. And I'm also noticing a certain delegation of donations are now showing up, friends. So $25 from Gecko says, currywurst mentioned? Obligatory. Greetings from Germany.
I'll keep them coming.
Keep
Shout outs to all the
coming.
Germans out there.
Shout outs to all the Germans.
We know it's early for NA, so let's get Germany in with the
And
donation.
remember, when you put that donation in, go to the bottom of the screen and choose the incentive for upgrading to 57 hot dogs.
Yeah, I want to watch somebody else eat 57 hot dogs because I don't think I could.
That definitely sounds like an experience for sure.
Well, I mean, Amy did the 9x9 challenge.
Yeah.
I appreciate that this room, like, has given you a couple health drops too, to just kind of keep you topped off.
Very considerate.
Jeez, it is, like as Amy mentioned, the amount of enemies spawning in Act 3 got increased after he submitted this. So he had to actually like bump the estimate because it just takes longer now, and it's clear that how much they wanted it to feel really aggressive, and I mean they succeeded in that.
Especially with those annoying ball guys that just that just keep duplicating themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
What a nightmare.
There's certain other enemies too that like Amy absolutely wants to stun before they kind of get their attacks off, just because their attacks can also be very erratic or hard to dodge. That one, the one that I always think of is the one that like kind of for a scorpion tail kind of thing. Once it starts going, it's gonna dash like 3 times in a row or something, and it is very, very hard to try to like make sure that you're avoiding all of that damage.
Yeah, and he also wants to prioritize other enemies like those turrets because they're stationary, but they just keep firing their laser.
Yeah,
That's fine.
All right. Yeah, a couple hits at the end, unfortunate, but like.
That's fine.
Yeah,
we're
rocking more health than you came in with.
Yeah.
So.
Yes. Okay, attack on the end is fine.
Oh yeah, they also added more lasers, didn't they?
Yes. Love the lasers.
Yeah, this fire on the ground that you're seeing, that's what I was talking about earlier, where your shield stops being quite as useful here because it just one little tick of fire from that fire on the ground will get rid of your shield. So it's not like it's a useless thing at this point. It's still helpful to have, but it's not something that you want to prioritize a build around because of Act 3. Yeah, see, just like that, the shield lost just from dashing over the fire.
Just gonna walk my way into
Yeah,
that
honestly. Fair.
If you're dashing through lasers and enemies, I can dash through a couple shout outs for you.
Absolutely.
keep 'em coming.
Absolutely.
All right.
I see we're moving on that incentive.
We are
Yeah.
moving on that incentive. We are just a little bit over $600. We don't have much time, friends. We need to get that incentive met. $50 from Morgan Dead, who says, good luck on your run, Amy.
Hey, thanks, Morgan.
We also have a $20 donation from Musical Daredevil, who says, as a musical person, I appreciate when a sick beat is slain. And we also have a good amount of hot dog war crimes and shout outs to Germany. Mo Morrison, $50 and saying, hey yo, you can put currywurst in a hot dog bun and get a curry dog. Just imagine that. Let's get that 57 hot dogs incentive met. Greetings from the food capital of the world, Berlin, Germany.
You know what? For the next 10 minutes, we'll all agree with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've had currywurst. It's really good.
Oh, I'm not saying it's not.
And I'll flip the script with an actual hot dog crime from Lexological, who said gave $25 and said, so hot dog crimes. When I was a kid, I used to put peanut butter on my hot dog.
That actually sounds fire. I would do that.
You know, I'll allow it.
If you need to tell me I committed a war crime, better donate for more hot dogs. And again, we just passed $600 barrier. We are getting so close, but this run is also so close to ending. So we need to hit that incentive. We do not have much time. Don't wait till the last minute.
All right, good job getting
Oh my God, so many enemies in that room. The spawns just never ended.
Yeah, so we got
Самое
about 4
интересное,
stages left before we
сейчас
start
в
the
донатах
bonus.
обсуждают странные вкусы, и кто-то сказал, что намазывал арахисовое масло на хот-дог.
Dying enemies make burning ground.
Yeah, so
Yeah, that's good though.
a nice thing for these 3 stages, but also not super helpful for the final boss, because there's only a few enemies that spawn here and there during it. So upgrades like that at this point, I imagine you're mostly hoping for some that are a bit more helpful on the boss, but yeah. These,
I think I'm actually fine because of
Okay.
the double virus damage.
oh yeah, fair.
And also, Dietrich is like kind of an easy boss.
Блин, арахисовое масло на хот-дог, ну и
But he at
люди.
least stands still quite a bit.
Is it bad if I like the final boss more than I like the protagonist? We haven't really talked about Mia a whole lot. She's kind of a yapper. Like,
Yeah.
А в шутке нормально, что мне финальный босс нравится больше, чем протагонист?
Yeah, that if you were wondering like early on why Amy was so worried about prioritizing some health and defense stuff, hopefully Act 3 has shed some light on that. Just watching that health bar kind of bounce up and down as he finds healing and takes hits. There's just so much going on that you're not going to get through it without taking any hits. So what I'm getting at is Amy, hitless challenge win.
he's locked in.
He's too focused.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's
there
too
we go.
focused,
Oh,
I can try
great.
to break that focus right now with a $250 donation from Evanosaurus Rex. Hey.
You can't see me.
Hello, Amy. I hope you're glad I woke up at 5 a.m. to be the producer for your run.
Thanks, Evan.
Let's
I'm
be-
supposed to be.
Let's be real, though. I was going to be here anyway. Oh, and put this towards the hot dogs. We had a massive jump. We are only $188 from getting Prue the Pigeon to collect all 57 of those hot dogs.
It's moving.
It is
The bar.
moving.
That's only 100 Costco combos.
It is an oddly specific reference, and I love it.
Who knew hot dog references were going to be what we were doing all
I've got plenty of hot
man.
dog references if you want me to drop some more of them, or if there's time.
Yeah, I mean, he at this point, you all know what he's doing. He's just got to focus and make it happen amidst all the madness. So I say
right.
go for it.
Yeah.
I can do just that. We're going to start off simple with $10 from Crash, who says, hot dog, heart. Thank you so much for that. $10 from Explosive Demon. Mayo on hot dogs is a must.
No.
Am I wrong there?
Yes.
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 Also, mustard is overrated.
Okay.
What?
Can I
Wait,
fight
which
this
kind?
person?
Ooh.
Dijon mustard is goated. Yellow mustard is.
I heard some offense in the friends in local here in Pittsburgh. Exclamation point donate. If you have something to say, I'm more than willing to read it right now and put it towards that incentive. Also, Project Zero donated $10. Says, I'm a simple man. I see a hot dog incentive. I donate. I agree. Bacon Raptor staying true to the name of and donating $50. Who says would have preferred bacon, but I guess hot dogs are fine too. But this music in the game is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a sick beat.
It is.
Yeah, like it is one track the whole time, but like it rips. This track goes.
So this tower here that's sending out like green waves, good old healing tower. So as soon as I don't know if you all noticed, but as soon as he saw the green wave pop up, Amy was like, no, we're bolting over to that thing. It's also a stationary target, and as Broseph was saying earlier, like
High priority.
Stationary target's a high priority because the other enemies will move to you. Those stationary ones will not.
Efficiency.
Yeah. All about corralling enemies together. I see that we are super close.
We are super
$38.
close. We have $50 from right there who says, so much love for Germany. Greetings from Germany, less than three. Less than three to you too, my friend. We also have a gauntlet thrown down who says, $10 from Anonymous Hot Dog who says, did someone say pineapple on hot dog?
Now we're just
I don't think
making up
anybody did.
nonsense.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure nobody said that.
Okay.
All right, final boss
Dietrich
now.
time.
О, финальный
We're in that
босс.
final boss, so
Shockingly very easy.
we are $38 from the incentive. Let's get this right now, chat.
All right, so the nice thing about this boss, like he will teleport around, but he'll give you a fair amount of opportunity after that to just wail on him. So when you have something that like causes burning ground, you can actually get him to stand in it for quite a bit, unlike some of the bosses where, you know, they're moving around and you're not going to get as much effect from that. Obviously, Amy got that upgrade to the virus here.
And you also got that upgrade,
got
so
the
we are
hot
getting
dogs. Let's go.
57
Let's
hot
go.
dogs. Thank you so much. All of that is going to Prevent Cancer Foundation. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you all so much. I'm sorry I cannot say more.
I was going to say, Amy, you can just let the run die now. It's fine. We got
Yeah.
this.
True.
But yeah, so Dietrich dashes around here. There's so many projectiles going on, and also the little like exclamation point that you're seeing on the floor here and there causes those waves in a cross. That's very brutal to be dodging while also dodging all of the other projectiles. Another reason why getting high health and or damage resistance is nice, because then you don't have to stress as much about dodging everything, and you can focus more on just dealing damage.
Yeah, and suddenly this game has become a shmup.
Yeah, kind of. Now, unfortunately, Dietrich will spawn some enemies here and there, including shield ones, so have to make sure that you take them out. But whenever he kind of teleports around a bit and stands still, that's the best opportunity to just wail on him and hope that you can get a huge stack of virus in this case in order to keep dealing damage when he's moving again. But
Вот тут они говорят о том, что один из модулей, который у них есть, это вирус, который они хотят настакать на нем, прежде чем он телепортируется, чтобы урон шел еще, пока он... Урон шел после того, как он телепортировался, и пока мы до него бежим. Вот так вот правильно сказать.
Can't imagine.
О, наш ХП так сильно уменьшается.
He can actually keep dealing damage during that time.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was a big
It's fine.
hit.
yeah.
Okay, time is coming up theoretically.
Theoretically.
Теоретически сейчас будет время, но 9 хп,
Wail on it.
кто кого... О,
He's done.
5 хп,
You're ready.
и мы ресетнем файт. А, нет. Ага.
Without using the safety lives, let's go.
5 хп.
I'm not gonna lie, at the end I was gonna be like, use a safety life. It'll be really easy. So I've beaten. I love these final lines. I'm gonna show them off really quick while I pull up my shoutouts.
I will convert you to Dietrich love.
Dietrich love.
Believe what you want. One day you'll have to look truth in the eye and see that no one really wants you.
The
Вот
hardest
теперь.
outro line to a villain.
That is some Woody and Cage 3 kind of burn right there.
Everyone loves Dietrich.
Yeah, you're the greatest.
I see. Give him a
And then, you know, she talks a little bit longer, and now we free her brother. So that was Beat Slayer. They do this little comic at the end to show that there's more to do. But I just want to give my shout outs right at the end. First to My Couch, Beck and Hobbs. You guys offering to do this was great. I definitely cannot talk during my run. So you two being here for this was awesome. I want to shout out Bite Rockers Games. You guys were awesome to talk to at PAX East. I had a heck of a time playing this game. Really great time. This game rules. Please wishlist it yourself and buy it. I know that they'll really appreciate it because they're an indie studio. I want to shout out Ensemble on Reboot. I want to shout out On the Draw back home. Ba, you're there. I want to shout out the 104 crew who woke up at 6:45 a.m. to come see this. And finally, I want to shout out my parents who donated during the run. Thank you guys so much for always supporting this journey that I've been on. This is my 10th anniversary of attending a GDQ. I started in AGDQ 2015. And finally, I want to shout out my wife, Chrissy. We met at AGDQ 2017 and started dating a few months after. Got married in May of 2021. And this is kind of a farewell for a little bit for me because I'm not going to be attending SGDQ 2025 because I'm having a kid. So I'm really excited about that. You know, she's upstairs resting right now because, you know, but it's not that far off. And yeah, Chris, if you're watching, I love you, and thank you for, you know, supporting me in this. Thank you to everybody who came out. Thank you to GDQ. Keep watching. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all the Germans specifically for meeting the hot dog incentive. And yeah, let's get that going. Swoosh is a good friend of mine. He's up next. Let's get it kicking.
Yeah.
Woo. Yeah.